85th minute over here.
Okay.
We're getting close.
Fuck.
Tito doesn't really care because, his team won the La Liga already here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's another. How come you didn't talk about? How come you don't want to talk about that?
Bro, I've been onto this theory lately. I forgot to say about this whole thing. But let me crack it open here, live to you and our audience as well.
Ooh.
Man, I'm pretty torn down inside. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Soccer is part of me, like very few things are, right? Most of my first memories in life belong to soccer, belong to my father taking me to the stadium. The smell of cigars and how do you call sunflower seeds? The sunflower seeds, the one with the shell.
Shells, you pick them.
So that's one of my first memories. The smell of the grass at the stadium, Vicente Calderón and whatnot, right? But the thing is that I'm fighting very hard not to be that guy who bitches about something in the following form. Before is when it used to be great. Now it's all this. Now it's all that. You know that guy? Do you remember when you were younger? That fucking guy that tended to be like older.
Yeah,
I hated that shit.
So you think you're turning into that guy?
I'm fighting very hard not to, but I feel part of me is, and it's not just because, of course, time is passing and I'm alive per se, but it's more because of the road soccer is going into.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not pretty.
It's not that it's not good. Like, I understand they have to. That's the thing. I have arguments to defend both approaches, right?
Yeah.
I have arguments to defend the old school. I've talked here endlessly about the last romantic being Maradona, like the romanticism that soccer is losing, becoming more commercial and more business oriented. But at the same time, I understand that to offer the best show possible, you have to go down that path, right? So that's why I'm so torn. And it's just hard to cope with the idea that, because I understand that that's what they have to survive. And precisely on my team, like when you look at Atletico de Madrid, it's like the perfect epitome of that transition of soccer. Atletico Madrid was a very ill-managed team for like the longest, especially it was close to disappearing in the mid-'80s. And this kind of like fucking pirate guy, Jesus Gil, came on board by lying, by de facto committing fraud and saying that he had a money that he used, to push the campaign and to become the president, that then was found out that he didn't have. Okay. And then he was in the court for it. And then finally a judge 20 years later said that he in fact committed fraud and therefore a crime, but it had prescribed. This was over 15 years.
There's a lot of politics behind Atletico Madrid.
There was a lot of politics and there was a lot of a 180 sort of deal happening from the late 80s to what is today. At the club, everything went up and down, very, very roller coastery up to the mid 2000s, because the club actually was relegated. For the first time in like 50 years or 40 years. Yeah. In part because of the investigation, the judges put, like the Spanish courts put on this guy, on the president, who ended up in jail, and because of that, unstable situation up in the Noble area, as they call the offices of the clubs over there. The players started like feeling worried about their future. They started losing games, and the team was relegated in 2000, right? And it was like 2 years until they made it back, and there was like 6-7 years until the team became competitive again. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, thanks to Diego Pablo Simeone, right? When the club was on the uprise, right? But still was very fucking far from Real Madrid and Barcelona, which at the same time, they are the other side of the coin, right? Yeah. Because on that time, Atletico de Madrid was really struggling, being a roller coaster, ill-managed, and going down into the mud. Real Madrid was becoming a fucking extremely successful team. Yeah. And shortly after, the Barcelona, first Ronaldinho, Rijkaard, Eto'o, etc. And then Barcelona...
Sorry.
Scored?
Almost. I'm sorry. Almost. I'm sorry. Rashford almost missed this. Well, that was a good cross. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I want to tell you that surprises me. It doesn't.
Why?
I don't like Rashford. I don't like Rashford.
Why don't you like
all these young players that you have that are supposed to be great, but they aren't. Like, look at that. Luis Suarez, boom, in the nets already.
Luis Suarez, relax, bro.
Oof, that was close. Anyway, so, it was kind of within the same league, the same, zeitgeist, but it was two different tales. Yeah. So, thanks to, again, eventually better management and the sole figure of Diego Pablo Simeone, who made the team instantly a winning.
He's been the coach for a while now.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 years next year.
And see, that's got to be, I don't remember.
Best coach in history of the club, hands down.
Oh, hands down. He's got to be.
By far. Even though Luis Aragonés.
When was their last La Liga championship?
2013, 2014.
Yeah, so it's been like what, 7?
Yeah.
8 years.
6, 7 seasons. But you have to again take into consideration
So
you are fighting against giants.
So you're saying is your fanhood is kind of diminishing a little bit.
It's just I really value the romantic aspect of soccer, and because of the more business-oriented decisions that have been made, which again they are made not just to make more money, which is true, but also to keep the sport competitive, to keep the sport growing, to keep expanding the borders worldwide of the actual sport of soccer, of football. I understand they had to take it. And Atletico de Madrid took a very remarkable role in there, going from being, again, a struggling team to now what it is, current champion of the Spanish league.
Top three teams.
Top three
teams. It's in a very competitive league.
Up to recently the most competitive league in the world. Now of course
the
one
Premier
could
League,
definitely argue the Premier League.
The Premier League is top,
it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Especially with the Champions League final coming up on Sunday.
Look at that, bro.
One Premier League team here, you have one La Liga team in the final. So
you do, but again, that's far from what it was. When Real Madrid and Barcelona were playing the semifinal.
I feel like Barcelona has been out of the loop completely. Dude.
Well, Barcelona is in deep trouble, bro.
Yeah.
Mark my words, guys. Mark my words. Barcelona is just starting a dry spell. They're walking on the desert. They're the Jewish folk right now, escaping Egypt, bro. They are gonna be suffering.
Why is that always your reference? I don't understand. I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
Okay, because I have plenty of references.
I'm kidding.
This one is just.
I know. I get what you're saying.
But
I also heard rumors are popping up again that Messi wants to leave Barcelona.
You heard rumors. Everything is set for him to leave. Now the rumors are actually he might stay. That's the actual rumor. Because what we know for a fact, because he said it before the beginning of the season, the executives lied to me. We agreed I was gonna be departing. They didn't. They weren't truthful to their word. I'm leaving at the end of the season because that's what my contract says. Because he has a contract that he can leave every end of the season. For the past 3 seasons, he could leave if he wanted to. He was free. It was like a gentleman's agreement. And then the team, remember the whole thing last summer? The executives of the team, they were like kind of in deep shit because of the coronavirus and everything. And then he sort of let it be until things kind of stabilized a little. Yeah. And then when he came and he's like, oh, you know what? I didn't say it in the because he had to say it before June 30th or something like that, or July 30th or whatever. Before that date, in the last 15 days, he could actually say, oh, I want to leave. And they would honor their word and let him leave. He didn't do it because he was kind of like, seeing how the coronavirus situation played out. The club, shut it. And then when he came in late August or whatever, oh, guys, by the way, I just wanted to honor, the contract we said. It's just, I'm saying it now because, everything was up in the air because of the coronavirus. They are like, no. The contract said it had to be 30th of June.
Of course, they're going to try to keep
forced
it
him
legal.
to leave. Yeah. So legally, he even, and to take him to court. But of course, he had, he was binded by the contract.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
So he said, I feel lied to. They betrayed me. I hate these people. I'm leaving. But that guy resigned like a few months ago through mid-season. And now it's Laporta, the president who brought Ronaldinho back in the day, who allegedly, again, together with Sandro Rosell, saved Barcelona, where Barcelona was in a very precarious situation in 2004. And if you remember, Barcelona had been with Van Gaal. They've been losing and wasting a lot of money. Figo, a few years before.
Figo, man. Oh, my God.
Yeah. That was a major move.
Do you know where Figo lost in 2004?
2004 lost? No, I don't remember.
He's Portuguese, right? Is he from Portugal?
Oh, what he lost? Of course he is. Yeah.
So he lost.
He did lose that game. He was starting that game. Number 7. Remember
he lost.
He did lose.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day.
He lost
number 7
German.
in Portugal had an owner, and it was Cristiano Ronaldo who played with the number 17 in that tournament.
He did.
Yeah, because Figo was number 7. Figo was the owner of the left side of the pitch and the Ballon d'Or in 2000.
Wow, really? I don't know he won the Ballon d'Or in 2000.
Yeah. He won it in Barcelona, and then he left Barcelona to go to Real Madrid because Real Madrid paid his buyout clause.
Damn.
In a crazy move by Florentino Perez, who is arguably the best president of Real Madrid history, who really de facto changed the history of the club.
And he's the president of the Super League, right?
Correct, because he's still the president. He left after non-favorable results, and then he returned. But anyway, so I've been struggling with this idea, right? Like, I really want to... I like to keep an eye on soccer still, but at the same time is not the same anymore.
It's not the same.
And Atletico Madrid, he's not now. You know, he was like this kind of like the other side of the river kind of team, and now it's just.
I feel like that's
powerful as fuck.
I feel like that's with every sport, though, right? Like baseball, football, basketball. If you ask,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, but if you ask someone that grew up in the '90s, they're gonna be like, basketball is not the same as it once was, which is not.
It's not, but it's for different reasons, is what I'm saying, right? The business of basketball hasn't changed in essence. It's just that now they do more chino stuff, so they make more money and shit, you know? So they're right.
But the game has changed, which loses a lot of fans. I'd want to say.
Why would you say the game has changed?
The game has just gotten softer. It's not.
Oh, it's less physical.
Less physical. They're making more of these super teams now. The players have way more control than the owners do and the GMs. Right?
One could argue, but in terms of the level of players, it hasn't changed, I'd say. They're putting up the same numbers, if not better, right? In terms of like, you know, again.
No, but
stats.
Again, that's different though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like soccer is different in the sense that it's the economic aspect and the organizational aspect that has changed remarkably.
Yeah.
Basketball, you know, in American sports, it already had that that model, that business model, in a way, is what the Europeans took from American sports and tried to implement it. Like, go heavy on sponsors, go heavy on attractive competitions that don't precisely or per se respect the traditions, but they really look forward to having the best games you can have so you can make the most money, so the most people, so you can sell a better product at the end of the day. The product of the NBA was already great from the 80s on.
Thanks for Jordan, you know.
Of course. So it's really the 80s what makes the actual sport of basketball transition into the all-out business that is today, a very successful one,
but still,
backed up by a great fucking sport.
I'm just saying in general, like people back then.
That's the thing.
They're also
the rhetoric is the same. You're right.
Yeah, there's always going to be.
It's just different.
Oh, it was better
reasons.
back in the day. It was better back in the day.
That's what I was trying to.
Always, yeah.
That's what I was saying. They're trying
You're
to fight.
Gonna get it, yeah.
Because I see why those people used to do that when I was saying, "Damn, this is shit." You know what I mean? Back when I was a kid, right?
Yeah,
in the 90s or whatever. So that's why I'm torn inside, and I don't want to be that guy that I used to despise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's lost punch. It's a really lost punch, and not having this critical moments also, because you know now everything is sort of more balanced out. Everything is, you know, the fair play, the financial fair play also. That prevents from clubs to go batshit crazy. Like back in the 90s, early 2000s, they would like sign players like it was nobody's business. Kind of like, you know, mortgaging the club all the way as they could, and then, you know, the results wouldn't pan out and they would be relegated or shit would hit the fan. And there will be like huge controversies.
It's completely
different.
Lots
of fun.
Yeah.
So that's something that's been on my mind, especially because Atletico again now they just won the league, plenty of money, it's coming our way, and they are actually this week they announced they are gonna try to get the budget expanded by selling by producing more shares, because the Liga Madrid it's managed like a company, you know.
So
unlike
they have like stocks and shares.
Yeah, there's stocks
like Man U
exactly.
is stocks.
Yeah. Unlike, but that's the thing. Like for example, Real Madrid and Barcelona, they are clubs. They are owned technically by the associates, by the people. They don't have public shares. They haven't gone public.
Yes.
And that gives them certain advantages because they don't have to show anything on their on the public. They can keep their actual budget, their actual spending only for the members of the club. It's still a private club. Unlike most teams nowadays, especially the British ones, that went more down the company route, like American sports teams are. So that's something, bro, that's been on my mind quite a bit, but we'll see. We'll see how things work out.
Dude, we're heading up to the 80th minute right now. So.
I know. And you're not yelling. You're not.
I'm calm.
You're calm.
Look at his possession, 59-41. Isn't that wild?
It's been Bailey. Is that Bailey?
That is Eric Bailey. Oh. I want to say solid defender.
Pretty good defender, yeah. It looked like it was expensive back in the day when you paid, I don't know how much. But
every transfer nowadays is expensive.
Well, let's see. Actually, that's something I'm very intrigued about. This opening for new signed players over this summer. How is it gonna be? Because remember last summer there was no big spending on new players for teams because the coronavirus cut off remarkably the budgets of teams, so they were
Drastically
loans,
cut them off.
drastically,
Yeah.
because sometimes people forget how important it is to actually have people on the stands, not only for the game in
dude, of
itself, but
course.
for this one.
Of course, man. Guys, thank you for watching again. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. What else am I missing?
All podcast platforms.
All podcast platforms. Please
Spotify,
subscribe,
iTunes.
watch, like, share,
Yeah.
repost, man.
If you
We're
agree
gonna,
with
we're
me,
gonna try to do some new content for you guys. We've been talking about
we've been
it.
talking about it. Is we are where
We
we're
gotta take
prepping
this
it
guy
up.
to show a real baseball game, not some fucking high school kids from Washington Heights.
That's true. That's true. You gotta, and we will.
And we're trying to get our first guest on.
Yeah, we're
on the
working
podcast.
working hard.
Working hard, guys. Thank you again, and we appreciate it.